0 to in trouble real quick. Friggin' artificer nonsense. Jeebus.
Davidson!
Hello, Davidson.
Yeah, sure.
How can I? Ugh.
Good man. Thank you. I'll say hi to the boys. Yes, please do.
Yes, Laura sends her regards also.
Jen didn't send shit.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
What the heck? I didn't.
Everybody roll initiative.
yeah, surprise. I want to just touch Mulligan, and technically, I don't think it really matters that much, but we can draw a line in the sand and say, do you want Mulligan?
It's totally up to you. Whatever you find easy and convenient.
Breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules. Breaking the rules.
Bullshit. Just throw the kitchen sink at us, Ben. We can take it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ben, I will DM whisper you. I'm going to try this right now here. / W DM test. Unable to find a player named DM. /
It's a Bowel Master, actually. Just try that.
There we go.
You got your Qui-Gon going on there.
Did you say Liam Neeson should be cast as Geralt in the Witcher film?
No, but
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel's awesome. Yeah. You know what it is? It's like the same quality as Hercules and Xena, only it takes itself seriously. It has its own charm, but Cavill's just a fucking mensch. That dude's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Sorbo as Geralt.
Oh, dear.
All the best things happen in a wooden bathtub.
Indeed. Shall we get into this?
Dance.
So the party was...
Oh, I thought you were just gonna... I was like, this is impressive.
Yeah,
Pete becomes DM.
Yeah.
Righteous.
Yeah.
The party made their way off to the palace. They had a good chat with Adriana, who basically gave the state of the war effort being not good, encouraging the party to head back to Senaire and investigate where these dark reinforcements are coming from, bolstering this army of orcs. The party decides that they'll take on kind of a commando-style infiltration mission, and they were just about to repair to the Flying Gull Inn Tavern to decide their plans. So there's some soldiers. Frog marching. That's not better.
No, it's not better at all. Only say half of what you're trying to say, and then let the echo complete your thought for you. Artemis uses the mage hand to pull the door open for the other two fellows.
In the common room of the Flying Gull, there are a couple of soldiers in the left front corner at a table conversing quietly over a mug of ale. Else it's just Triano and the kitchen staff behind the counter.
What's the tick plan? It seems the best approach is to scout the land, find a suitable place to observe from.
My father used to be a ranger of Senaire.
Do you know the lands between Senaire and Ieria?
I know a little. I grew up east of the border and the forests of the area until my parents were killed and I moved to where I eventually met you, Bolo. I was still rather young when my parents were killed.
There are some traveling provisions that I should pick up before we quit this town.
Very good. I suggest we fortify ourselves, make travel preparations, and set out immediately. What do you say to that, Roland?
After we have a beverage, of course.
Naturally.
As the party members are toasting, Erie hesitantly comes towards the table and says, for you, Master Traveler, and sets a rolled up and nicely tied bedroll on the chair, kind of leaning against the table beside Artemis, and she scurries back towards the kitchen.
He hugs it and treasures it and adds it to his rucksack.
Let me think back to when I was young.
Finishing the last gulp of his drink, Artemis is going to stand and say, I do have a minor task to take care of, if you'll excuse me. And I'm going to head over to the bar. I'm going to approach Triano.
Master Artemis, another for you?
Not at the moment, thank you. I'm going to lay down 5 silver pieces to cover our meal and drinks, and if you could ensure another round make it to, and I point over to the soldiers, to those lads there as well. And finally, do you have a room that I could utilize for 5-10 minutes or so?
He meets Artemis's eye and winks very knowingly. Of course, Master Artemis. The bathroom is available. The tub's been down for cleaning. Please feel free to use the room for as long as you'd like for your personal reasons. It's not a problem. Please make use of it.
Artemis will go to the bathroom then.
We'll stay with Roland and Bolo for a minute, and then we'll rejoin Artemis.
Bolo. Yes, it's been a very long time since I've trekked that area. I mean, when I was a boy, I lived just east of the border for many years until my parents were killed.
Oh yes, Roland, you have regaled me with the tale several times. Rather sick of hearing about it, Roland. We must look ahead. We could be the saviors of Contitia. Roland, think of it.
We
Heroes,
could be.
showered with golden shinies.
Are we not already those things?
Oh, spare me your philosophical blatherings, Roland.
Fair enough. All right. Cheers to that.
The BM smells like poodoo. Yeah. Artemis, you're upstairs in the bathing room.
He is sitting Captain Morgan style up on the windowsill, looking out over the town. As Artemis begins to speak, we see his mage hand holding a quill and writing on a piece of parchment. To Keeper Yorvath, Mycadin, Seeker Trevorrow, Field Report number 54. Attempts to recover the Mask of Beguiling were unsuccessful. I was unable to confirm its location. However, it was under much more protection than intelligence had suggested. Solo operation would have proven unreasonably perilous. I have some ideas about how to proceed, which I will present in my full debrief. New paragraph. Investigation into the so-called plate armor of invulnerability is closed. The suit of armor was proven, begin parentheses, with some tragic results, end parentheses, to be a fake. New paragraph. Wand of Fireballs successfully recovered from the wreck of the Altamont and sent along with Whisper Fabian. Evidence suggests that the accidental use of the wand caused the wreck as was suspected. That should conclude all open investigations that I was assigned to. New paragraph. I have made a slight detour to Contitia in order to pursue rumors of the black-cloaked individual who seems to have a knack for popping up in our investigations. Initial leads have returned little of note. However, I have taken up with a pair of travelers who appear to have had 2 close encounters with this person of interest. These 2 also seem to have a knack for leading me to places of various magical interest. Begin parentheses. See my enclosed diary notes. End parentheses. New paragraph. We leave on the morrow on a matter of moderate importance which aligns with our current organizational directives and which I believe will prove to bolster security and stability in the region. New paragraph. Following that, if no other leads have presented themselves, I intend to return to the sanctum for debrief and reassignment. New paragraph. Please remind Scribe Axford of her promise to water my foxberry bushes. She can be absent-minded, as you well know. Final paragraph. Bright burning phoenix, reveal our path. Sincerely, Seeker T. He nods at the mage hand, which puts down the quill and then shakes the parchment to dry it. Once it's dried, I'll fold it up and head back downstairs.
So Artemis trucks back down the stairs into the common room with his missive penned and
I suggest we get some rest, be up before the dawn tomorrow, and on our way.
Absolutely not. Roland? Artemis stated he needs supplies. I spoke plainly that I wanted a shirt. We should leave immediately. This evening, I would say. What say you, Artemis?
I believe our mounts will carry us swiftly towards our destination. I do have a small errand to run on the way out. Shall I meet you at Didio's then?
Totally. So Artemis, crosses the square and makes his way across the street to a little shop. a simple wooden dwelling, a small placard outside reading seamstress. And of course, through the window, Artemis can see the bird feather and green cloth, one laid atop the other, the signal of an agent of the Order of the Phoenix, a calling card, if you will. As Artemis pushes in through the simple wooden door, he sees what appears to be the proprietress of the store, a human woman of her middle years. And she looks up towards Artemis as he comes in, does a once up, one down, and says, "Ah, good morrow to you, sir. What manner of clothes would you look for in the morning?"
A frock of feathers to alight me upon the path.
And of course, would be in the most jade of greens to match the forest.
Naturally. Let's do away with the formalities. I'm clearly the only individual in here. I have a missive that needs to get back to the sanctum post haste. See to it that this is sent off to the sanctum. Mark it that response is requested. Yes, that is all. And as I lay down the message, I'm also going to lay down 1 gold piece.
Master Agent, I was told that I should give you this, and she slides a hefty pouch of clinking coins towards Artemis.
I turn and walk out the door with my new bag clinking.
And as he's about to cross the threshold, she calls out, "Wait,
Oh,
Agent!
Do hurry. Matters of great import are afoot.
I hung the sign and the sigil for you to come, and I forgot my message. Here is my message." And she kind of thinks for a second, and then rummages around and pulls out a piece of scroll that Artemis kind of disdainfully realizes should have been destroyed the moment she received it. And she reads out, "Information for the agent in area. Seek out corrupt elven council of Senair. Rebel cell established in area. Look for the dyer." And kind of like holds out the paper to Artemis.
I grab the paper with my right hand. I read it once more just to commit it to memory, and with my left hand, cast firebolt into it and meet her gaze as it burns. And then then I'm going to nod and thank her for her service. My mage hand closes the door for me on my way out. And I go, I head to Didio's.
Very nice. Bolo, Roland's disappeared. Oh, Roland's got his veil of consumption up.
Yeah, I got my veil of consumption.
His shroud of dignity. Now we must be off to Didio's, and Bolo will guide Roland out the door towards Didio's.
So Bolo opens the door of the Flying Gull and is briskly leaving. A small adolescent, about half his height, bumps full on into him. The little scamp is trying to put something into his satchel.
Oh, what's this now, you little licker?
The little fellow squeaks like, I was told to give it to you. It goes to run off down the street.
It's a message from my good friend Hugo at the Wolf's Head Tavern. But we mustn't go without Artemis. Onward to Didio's, are you rolling?
All right, let's go.
Bolo and Roland head off from the Gull and achieve Didio's front porch. Shall we say Artemis is just kicking the can a bit out front?
Yeah, I am not going in to try and talk to Didio solo. I don't think that I could handle it.
The party enters through the colorful doors. Didio and Coco are behind the counter. Didio looks to go to speak. Coco just puts a hand on his mouth and pushes him slightly back and says, yes, travelers. Thank you for returning. We have been preparing something for you on your travels. My delightful cousin and I were discussing this haze of mind that I experienced in the forest, and we decided to prepare some powdered herb for you to take on your journeys. Yes, well, we've prepared for you powdered tulsi. It's an herb that stimulates the mind. If you find yourself not being able to focus, you can take a dose of the tulsi and apply it under your tongue, and it will bring about a freshening of your consciousness. We've prepared 2 doses for each of you.
Thank you kindly. Very good. To the Wolf's Head Tavern. Thank you, Coco. Didio. Bolo's way out the door at that point.
Yeah, the party regains the high street.
Forgive me if it was not truly my business to begin with, but seeing as how it is connected to the gold-cloaked individual I, of course, am, or the black-cloaked individual I am interested in it, did you not have 2 friends that were supposed to go and see Silviano who we could not render the location of last time we were in town?
It was those bloody sailors. You're absolutely right. We cannot let that business opportunity slide. That is something to remember after this orc inconvenience. Bolo's already got the Wolf's Head Tavern door open. And Bolo stands largely in the doorway. Hugo, I have returned, and I have brought me friends, as I said I would.
Hugo looks to Bolo and beckons Bolo inside.
Tell me, do you have a business opportunity, Hugo?
Roland's training his elven ranger ear like right in on Hugo's mouth and can hear Hugo quite well.
There's a certain tax collecting civil servant who's causing problems for my industry. I would be obliged if you could find a way for him to make himself scarce permanently.
Conspicuously does the thumb across his throat gesture while leaning in and smiling at Bolo and passing along a medium glass of Earian fire whiskey.
Drinks it down and says, "You're talking about dirty work."
At this point, Roland is going to draw one of his blades, step forward, smash the glass, and say, "We are not assassins."
What my rude friend means, Hugo, is that we feel honored that you would offer us business, but for the moment we are so occupied with professional work, the best we can do is patronize your fine establishment. Thank you for the whiskey. Perhaps we can speak on it again.
I'll look for you later, Bolo Half-Blood.
Thank you.
Artemis is still inside at the bar. He didn't even notice you guys leaving. And he looks up and sees that he's alone.
Bolo, you should be very mindful about the people you speak to. That fellow is clearly crooked.
What was that business with the glass smashing, Roland?
I do not care for what the glasses were serving up.
The whiskey was bad.
You could say that.
The whiskey was delicious. You were rather rude, Roland.
All right, let's be about our business, gentlemen. Are we ready, gentlemen?
Very good. All right. Yeah, the party's all mounted up behind the gull.
And Roland will lead the party out the western gate.
Oh, coconuts. And they ride out the familiar western gate and retake up the Contitia road heading west.
I use minor illusion to play the Western-styled theme song of Back to the Future 3.
Very nice.
Roland's going to set the pace as a trot.
Bolo doesn't know how to post, so a trot is brutally uncomfortable.
Oh, Roland's enjoying this.
Bolo's going to have an ass constitution saving throw in his future.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. They pass by where they camped the previous evening, and they get into the denser part of the forest, further past Dead Wolf Gully, as you would too.
I was just going to say, Artemis would definitely point that out, we're coming up on Dead Wolf Gully.
They get beyond where they camped and into a bit of the deeper forest when it's rolling on to evening, and Roland's thinking about putting an end to their ride for the day.
I say we camp here till dawn and start early.
The mage hand ties my horse's reins up in a low-hanging branch for me as I dust my riding gloves off a little bit and look around the campsite.
Yeah, so the party's kind of quietly about their own business in camp. The fire crackles away, and each party member's sort of doing their own thing.
Wolves!
No, not wolves.
We've been camping on the back of a giant wolf this whole time.
And it turns around and tries to bite Roland.
Bolo, I'm sure you're going to be a little tired and sore. Get some sleep.
Bolo's already asleep.
Artemis, don't stay up reading too long.
I will allow you to take the first watch this evening. Wake me when you need me. And he's going to eagerly roll out his brand new, probably used, bedroll.
And the party passes the evening, so...
GG, guys. Good sesh.
Nice.
I'm going to skedaddle, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Awesome session.
Thanks for playing, brother.
Bye now.
Good night.